Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching. It would mean the world to us if you could just scroll down, like, hit the subscribe button for the Snaps YouTube channel. It goes a long way towards helping us out. Now, let's dive into some college football. Andy J talking about Iamaleava says, oh, well, I mean, I don't think people would expect Bryce Young to win a redshirt freshman year. The difference is he was at Alabama, so you knew they're going to stack the wins. I love Tennessee. Shit, Aaron convinced me to put Tennessee in our top 10 yesterday. I don't think they're going to win enough for Iamaleava to win this year. I think he has a real chance to win it going forward into the future, for sure. In fact, you know what? It's kind of the perfect transition, Aaron, into the Tennessee Volunteers as five-star quarterback George McIntyre commits to the Vols, as does five-star offensive tackle Lance Hurd, a player that I watched very closely this year as he played for LSU. And yes, Nico's greater than Joe Milton for sure, chat. Like we all know that. He looked incredible in the bowl game. I think it's the answer that Josh Huepel needed. Here's one of my first questions. It's kind of funny with McIntyre is the Iamaleava 4-year, $8 million deal is very public knowledge. So Aaron, if you're a five-star quarterback coming out of high school, do you demand the same thing? You know, like, are you saying, well, hold up now, you paid him $2 million a year. What am I getting?
It depends on what the market is, man. Like you can go to Tennessee and say, hey, I want $2 million a year because you paid the guy in front of me $2 million a year. And then they can say, sorry, that's we'll give you $1 million. And then you can go out to the market and see if you can get better. If not, that's what you get. So it's hard for me to think that you can just continue to pay quarterbacks every single year, $2 million to be on your roster. I think that's unrealistic. I think he was, he hit it right. He hit it early before a lot of money was essentially paid out to players. I think now, and we're seeing problems with certain collectives. You've paid a lot of money up front, and now you're trying to figure out how to make that last, and continuing to pay that kind of money every single year is just unrealistic.
Problems with certain collectives. I just could feel the Georgia seeping out of you as you said that. And once again, Rue not getting Caleb Downs to Athens.
Nothing to do with Georgia's collective. I think that's all collectives.
I will say this. One thing about Iamaleava's deal that I would not expect a lot of people to replicate is, according to my guy, SEC Mike, who hosts that SEC podcast, very good podcast with him and Cousin Shane, and they talk all SEC. Y'all should check him out. He said that Tennessee owns Iamaleava's NIL rights. Like, you know how FSU, it's the whole grant of rights things. Like it's that, but for a player to where if Iamaleava was to leave, any NIL deals he signed, that money wouldn't go to Nico. It would actually go to the Tennessee collective. So they really slapped the handcuffs on Iamaleava.
So if he got a deal from Reebok or Adidas, which I think some of the guys have, or Gatorade or Powerade, whatever it is, just some major company comes, you know what, Nico, we want to pay you $2 million to represent our company over the next 3 years. They would essentially take that money.
No. I think it goes through them. And I think if he's at Tennessee, he gets all the money. But if he leaves, maybe they could technically hold on to it. I'll ask Mike about it tomorrow. We're going to have Mike on.
I don't think that's
tomorrow's show.
Legal. I could see them acting as a agent type body where they're facilitating deals for him. But if you leave, they can't control you if you left. That seems kind of shady as hell.
They can't buy your rights. Well, I mean, but that's the thing. There are no protections now, right?
Yeah.
Like legality generally comes in something like a collectively bargained agreement. Like I don't think there's anything in the Bill of Rights about your persons is your persons. Like haven't musicians made fucked up deals for time immemorial and then gotten like fucked over by their managers and stuff? I mean, didn't like Scooter Braun like just like take all of Taylor Swift shit and then she had to like re-record it all? Like, so yeah, I don't know. All right, here's a $20 super chat from Toast, Alabama fan. Says Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law, Jalen Hale, Caleb Odom, Justice Haynes, Jam Miller, Emmanuel Henderson, maybe Ryan Williams. There's plenty of talent around Milroe, Aaron. It's just if he takes advantage of his weapons.
We talked about this, Toast. Like this year is on. It's on Milroe to get better. Like there's no doubt about he has talent. There's 100. He's maybe the best athlete in the country. 99% of the time, he's the best athlete on the field. Not gonna say best player. He's the best athlete on the field. Like he is dynamic as hell when the ball's in his hands. It's a matter of him putting in that time this offseason to learn a new playbook, build the chemistry, build the trust from the coaching staff, improve his ability to throw the ball in the intermediate range from 5 to 20 yards. Because if he can improve that 15 yards of throwing and throwing with anticipation, throwing with touch to go along with his deep ball accuracy, then hell yeah, like he's going to be in the conversation. I just think it's going to be harder now than ever because I do not believe Alabama is going to be that contender where you're going to be in the conversation just because you're the quarterback for Alabama.
Again, though, yeah. I mean, it's tough, though. It's Kalen DeBoer.
I know.
Like what he just did with Michael Penix.
I agree.
And his overall resume is just fantastic. So Andy J says, Toast is a fitting name for an Alabama fan since their future as a program is Toast. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck you, Alabama fans.
Back to Tennessee real quick, though.
Yeah.
Like, I part of the reason why I put them in the top 10, yes, or top 12, I think they ended up like 10 or 11 for us. I think Nico's perfect for this offense. And when you got a sneak peek of that in the bowl game, a guy that's a better thrower than I would say probably the previous 2 quarterbacks you've had, and just as good an athlete. I think that the thing that Hendon Hooker was great for this offense because, he was accurate, he took care of the football, and he was a good runner.
Beautiful deep ball as well. Let's not sell short Hendon Hooker's deep ball. His deep ball was unbelievable.
Great deep ball. At times, intermediate stuff started to float a little bit. His elbow would get a little bit low. But he was great. He was tremendous. Best quarterback they've had since probably Josh Dobbs. But the past 2 quarterbacks, when they were rolling, is when they were incorporating the run game as part of the offense. Joe Milton last year, Tennessee was at his best when he was running the football. And he had to at times because he's a little bit inaccurate with the football. You have, I think, the best version possibly of both of them, a pure passer and a hell of a runner. The only thing they need to do is just put weight on. Yeah. But they return a lot of talent on offensive line. They got Hurd. They got talent for receiving position. It's going to be it's going to be a really good offense next year.
And Hurd directly replaces Gerald Mincey, their starting right tackle, who transferred to Kentucky, which I think is a bit odd. I don't know exactly how that went down, but I will say this, Tennessee fans, like Lance Hurd left LSU because he wanted more money than the starting tackles were making. And I'm sure Tennessee paid him handsomely. I would say he's going to be worth every penny. Yeah. The dude looks like a fucking dog when you saw him last year as a true freshman. He didn't just not look out of place. Like at times he was dominant. I had freshman moments as well. Yeah. But in terms of like a raw physical body to build off of, this is a guy who can start at right tackle this year, left tackle next year, and then maybe go to the NFL. So I think this was a great pickup for Tennessee.
Huge pickup. And I remember I had LSU a couple times and they kept bringing him up. Like I was early in the season when they were starting to experiment with, moving the right tackle to right guard, putting him at right tackle. Like he's too good. Like he is one of our 5 best guys, like true offensive lineman. He's just, he's green. He's young. He's a freshman. Like he's going to take some time. He's going to make some mistakes. And, obviously just was kind of inconsistent the year. But when it comes to just pure talent heading into his second year of playing college football, in this offense, you got Campbell back, you got Cooper Mays back at center, you got him, you got Brew McCoy just announced he's back, Squirrel White's back. I mean, it's a hell of an offense. I mean, Nico is in a situation right now where it's already a quarterback-friendly offense. You've had a year to learn, you've had a bowl game to play in it, and now you get the whole offseason where you're the guy. I really like this offense next year, T. I really like this offense next year.
I know. I still think, though, we went too far against Mizzou in that case. Like, why are we crowning Tennessee over Mizzou? What does Tennessee have that Mizzou does not?
I think their offense will be better next year.
I
know their offense will be better.
You know their offense will be better than Mizzou's with Brady Cook and Luther Bird and Theo Weiss and all those guys that just dominated last year. Yes, they lose Schrader, but they got Carroll out of
no, I meant Tennessee's offense will be better. I thought you meant like just in general, like what gives me confidence.
I know. I'm still thinking. I think we're falling in love with the brand of Tennessee to just jump them over Mizzou in that way.
Maybe, but this is why it is a very quarterback friendly offense. You still need a efficient quarterback to run it, and they just didn't have that guy last year. Like when they had that guy, Hendon Hooker 2 years ago, look how good they were, and they didn't even have a defense. Defense improved last year. They returned a lot of guys on defense side of the football. And now they have, to me, a quarterback that does check off the boxes of efficient passer along with efficient runner, speed on the outside.
No, I know. All I'm saying is Mizzou has all of that, but more proven. That's my only point. And an easier schedule, even though they both have the two easiest.
Who's a higher ceiling, Joe Brady or Nico?
Brady Cook, Joe Brady.
Brady Cook.
You got 2019 LSU in the lineup, feel you, dog.
Always.
I think it's fair to say Nico. I mean, right? I mean, certainly Brady Cook's doing a ton with what he has, but like Nico is a guy that from day one has been viewed as a superstar, and then it's his first time that we get to see him. He really like cranked up that excitement. So, but again, okay. So I guess what we're actually having the conversation about is I'm asking, should we trust a more known asset where you know, being a little crypto boy, this makes sense. You're looking for those 5Xs, you know, what has the fucking, I want to fucking pump, baby.
I want to retire tomorrow.
Who's going to pump? Tennessee.
Pump that shit.